Hello everybody, this is Hamilton here. We're going to be loading some 380. Right now I am finishing up 15 rounds because that's what I'm going to do for my test. I'm going to be doing 3.5 grains of Winchester 231 and it's going to be at 0.973 inches for 380. I'm going to be using Federal Brass and CCI, I think it's, CCI number 500 small pistol primers. So we're going to be priming and resizing on this Lee single stage press. Obviously this is, I don't have like the little adapter where it automatically, so I'll be putting it in there by hand. But while it is slow, it is by far the most consistent way to prime your cases. So without further ado, I will start and go ahead and start doing it. And make sure to check every single one of them just to make sure that the primer went in there correctly. You definitely would not want, or if it's upside down, that's also a possibility that could happen. And that is not going to work like that. That one felt kind of weird. Okay, that might have just been the, but you know, it just depends on, some cases have, like the primer pockets just doesn't always seat in there well, so you might have to adjust it a little bit. So I've been reloading since I was about 18 years old. I'm 23 now. I started off with this Lee single stage just because, you know, I didn't know if I wanted to get into reloading or anything. And Lee, while their products are not nearly as expensive, and you might think that the quality is not as good, it has worked out for me, just like, I'm sure just like any other press would work. It's a lot cheaper than most of the other presses, and it's been working for me. Well, not recently, I've had the Dillon 550B. I got it off of an individual, and I was able to get it for a pretty good price. It was just a luck of like an opportunity, you know, just came out of nowhere basically. And I love that press. It is a lot, it's a lot faster to reload on that, obviously, because it's progressive. But if you want, and these are, I didn't ever even say what these were going to be for, but this is load development for my Glock 42 380, and I've already shot. So 380, since it's for my Glock, I really haven't reloaded as much as I have other rounds. Currently, I reload for 223, 308, and 9mm and 380, but I've dabbled a little bit in 380, and so far, I have tried out 3.2, 3.4, 3.5, and I don't think I've actually tried 3.6. I was going to, but I didn't because 3.5 seemed to be. So a weird thing about the Glock 42 is it actually requires a pretty close to maximum powder charge. whatever, doesn't matter what powder you're using, in order to get it to cycle correctly. And I'm not sure why, you know, that's the only 380 I've ever had, but based off what other people have said and my own experience, it definitely does take the higher end of the load, which 3.5 is, I think, on the Hornady book for the 90 grain XTP. I don't know if I even said that yet, what I was using. It says 3.6 is the maximum for 231. So I'm not going to go for 3.6 just because 3.5 worked. The overall length is a little bit longer than the given, which was 9.65, I believe that's what it was. So hopefully that's going to help it out with the reliability of the pistol, as well as it won't be slightly as hot. It'll still be really hot, but just not as much so. So I've just finished up the 15 rounds there. I already did some before I started the video. I'm now going to switch out the die, which for these RCBS dies, well, it looks like I didn't. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Okay. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep it there. So this cool little thing about this Lee press is it has this, it's called I'm not really sure, I don't remember the name of it. Quick switch, I don't really know. But anyway, if you have a lot of, here, I'll pull it out and show you guys if you're not aware of this. So you push this little, I'm not going to show you, but there's a little notch here that you push in, and then you turn it to the side. I might not even be able to do it because I've just kept it in here. I've never actually used it. It's quick release, I think is what it's called. But basically what you can do is this little thing, normally it would just slide out, but it's been in there so long I probably need some pliers, which I'm not gonna. Oh wait, I think I got it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So the easy thing about it is it just slides out, and you can keep this on each of your dies in order to save what you've got, save the length and everything. So you would never, all you'd have to do, take your die with this on it, drop it in, and it will, well, you gotta line up it has a little notch on here that holds this notch right here on the press, holds it in between there. So you turn it a little bit while pushing down this and just slide it back on there. I've just never paid for the extra ones. It just came, well, I don't know if it came with that. I don't know. I bought the press as like a set, so it came with pretty much everything you needed except for the dies and primers, all that stuff. But I don't know if it came with, I guess it did come with that because it obviously didn't come with the dies. But I'm going to go ahead and switch out the die real quick. That was the resize and deprime right there. And now I'm going to be putting in the chamfer, or no, not the, what is this called? Well, I forget what it's called. Well, anyway, this is the, it actually just basically opens up the mouth of the case so it can accept the bullet. And I'm also going to have to look at my sheet right here. All of the dies come with a little booklet here, and it'll tell you exactly how to set up your dies on the press. Let's see here real quick. All right. Oh, expanding die, that's what it's called. So there's a tapered expander and a standard. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Lower the press handle, raising around to the top of the stroke. Thread the expander die down. It's just above the shell holder. Lock it. So jump, and we run until it hits. Okay, so it says that there are two different kinds. There's the tapered expanders and the stepped expanders. I'm guessing that this is the tapered one because it says TC. I'm guessing that's the one it is. So let it down into the press until it is just above the shell holder. Okay, just above. I guess that means it touches, right? Yeah. Alright, now we need an Allen wrench to adjust the lock nut. I don't even know what Allen wrench this is, but it's always easier just to keep the Allen wrench in the box with your die set. So then you won't be looking around for the Allen wrench that fits. Okay. It said just above, so I'm not gonna lock it right on it. There we go. Should be good. I'm gonna tighten that. And that's a pretty cool thing that the RCBS ones have is the RCBS and the Hornady ones. You can lock the actual ring on the die, so you can basically save your place with that route. Okay, so next we will put let's see. It says that you're supposed to raise this up 3 screws, where you're supposed to only be able to see 3 of the, what is it called here? See. 2 to 3 threads are engaged. Unscrew the expander plug out so that only 2 to 3 are engaged. Raise the handle, insert a size case. Slowly lower the handle until you fill the case. Engage the expander plug. Okay, so I guess that means basically, alright, that should be good enough there. So basically what you want to do is you want to, so here's the case of the outside of the mouth, basically. You want to get that wide enough just so the bullet barely fits inside there. And what that does, see, obviously right now, it's not going to do it without most likely scraping off parts of the bullet when you seat it, or messing up the whole case. So the only thing you need to do is get that wide enough. Wait. Okay. You only have to get that wide enough to get the bottom of the bullet to fit in there. Just enough where it won't scrape the case, or I mean, scrape the bullet or mess up the case. So, I'm gonna let this out all the way. Said to do it where 2 or 3. I don't really know how you're supposed to know that. I'm just going to start off right there, and obviously I'm probably not going to fill anything right now. Well, I did fill something. Okay, I guess that's just the shell hitting the side of the case. Or the die is starting to. Okay, so this little well, I don't know if you can see it very well. Let's see. Sorry, my phone's not the best at videoing, but anyway, there's a little locking nut right here that locks the plug. So right now I'm pretty much at the end here. I guess that's what it means. It wants you to see 2 or 3. That makes sense. Okay, so I have it all the way up. I'm pushing with it with my arm, and there's the part where it's going to start hitting the actual case. So I'm going to lower it. First I'm going to look at it and make sure everything's okay. So then I'm going to twist it just a little bit just to get that initial bell on it, and I'm going to lock down the locking ring right here, and we're going to see what that does. Probably won't be enough, but be a good start. Okay, so now we're going to put the bullet in there. Yep, still need more. So we're going to put some more in there. When you're using the Dillon 550B, which I haven't really used these that much, so as you can see, it's just a learning process for both of us. But anyway, the 550B has a that actually, that's weird. It looks like it actually didn't expand it. It made it even smaller, which doesn't make sense. No, but what I was saying, I guess we'll put it down in there some more. What I was saying is that the actual powder thrower on the 550 has a expander on it, so you don't need a separate die for it. So that's why I've never really used the expander die. Okay. Huh. It's very weird. Well, I'm not really sure what's going on here because maybe this isn't the tapered one. I'm putting it in there and it's actually making the case mouth smaller, which is not supposed to do. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Okay, well, I see the problem. I was using the taper crimp, not the, that's what TC stands for, not the actual expander. So that was a huge mistake, and I don't even know if I can use that case anymore. And I'm gonna have to use this. Well, I'm gonna have to resize it in order to use it, and I've lost my Allen wrench, of course. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and switch that back out. I'm just gonna go ahead and resize that, and hopefully the primer is gonna come out. Oh man, hopefully I can just bell the mouth and push the primer out, but I don't think that's gonna work. So, and the bell isn't gonna fix that taper crimp that I put on there because it really messed it up. Yeah, that was terrible. I can't believe I did that. Okay, so it looks like what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have 14 instead of 15. I don't wanna knock that out and possibly make the primer go off, and I don't want to waste you guys' time either. So this is the right one, and this says doesn't say anything. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, it doesn't really tell you what it doesn't say like if it's taper crimp or anything, but we just basically do the same what we just did with the actual right die this time. Okay, tighten that right there. That is kind of annoying. RCBS dies on here, but whenever you're tightening the lock ring, it seems to be a little bit wider than the Lee one and other ones that I've used, and it seems to kind of mess with the notch on there for the quick replace, whatever it's called. But it's not a big deal. You just have to pull it a little bit further and it's alright. Alright, so we're gonna adjust this. It's about three out. So now we're gonna take our case. Let's try this again. Maybe it'll work this time. I'm just gonna, okay, there we go. Now I'm feeling resistance, so I'm gonna lower the ram, turn it, lock. Alright. I didn't even feel much of anything there. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Okay, once again, well, it's got a little bit on it now. Not quite enough. You want to make sure that it fits in there. Probably, I don't know how to really, it's hard to describe how much you want it to go in there, but just enough where it will easily plop in there, but not too easy where like half of the end of the bullet is in, like a lot of the end of the bullet is in there, because that will just reduce the life of your cases. But this right here probably should be good. You don't really feel much resistance either. It's just engaging on the end of the bullet, the case. So yeah, that's perfect. So, well, I say it's perfect. I'm going to do it just a little bit more, just to be on the safe side. It's better to not, obviously you don't want to put too much, like I said, but it's better to make it at least where it just fits in there freely, because you do not want to mess up the bullet or the case, because that is expensive. And it looks like the small adjustments are not making as big of a difference as they were before. That one did though. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up. It's not making as big of adjustments as it was when I first started doing it, but we're getting there. Sorry this is taking so long. Alright. You'll definitely be able to feel it with your fingernails. You just run your fingernails over it. You'll be able to feel the lip. And you pretty much, you'll learn, what's the best for your application as time goes by, as you get better. I don't see that being needing any more than that. Wow, these just are not as it's so close. It's not as quick to adjust as you think it is, I guess. Okay, what is going on? Is it because I didn't put it far enough? I have it right before it hits it, so put some more. Okay. Alright. Still not good enough. "30th time's the charm." mean, I feel like that would probably be okay, but I still just want to make sure. Still, like, I want to be on the safe side. Maybe it was saying 3 above this. Maybe that's what it meant, because that's probably... that's probably what it was. Yep, that's what it was. Okay, so yeah, don't make that same mistake. When it says 3, that means 2 or 3 threads above the lock ring for the plunger, or whatever you call it, I don't know. So that is pretty good. See, it can sit there without you adjusting it. And I normally don't do this, but for these, just because they're going to be my self-defense rounds, I did chamfer and deburr the cases. Normally I don't do that for a pistol because you don't really need to. I do for rifle, for all rifle, but pistol I don't. I'm gonna do it just a little bit more, and that should be perfect. It might even be too much. Okay. Okay, I don't want to do all of them, and then we have, oh gosh, that one, I felt that one. Yeah, I don't want to have to do all of them over again. That's the crappy part on a single stage press. You have to take out the die and redo it all. On a progressive press, you can kind of adjust as you go. That will work after one more adjustment. Oh, look at that. I have never done that before. It appears that I've just belted one of these cases. As you can see, there's a ring. I've never done that before. Interesting. I don't know if I should use that. Definitely not with these higher pressure rounds. So now we're down to 13. So maybe I'll get this one right. Let's see. Having a lot of problems for the video. Perfect time to have problems. Alright. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this. Here we go. Alright. I'm going with it. It's gonna work or it's not gonna work. It's only 13 rounds. If it doesn't work, then we'll redo it. Alright, so I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna put them in this little box right here. I have them on a loading block. Well, you can see that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all these. This won't take very long. I mean, it really doesn't have much. I'm gonna see, make sure that one's good, because that one did not. I think these will be okay. I did put a flare on them, like I said. I mean, a chamfer and deburr, so they should go in there. Dang, they just don't feel like they're really doing much. And normally, my the expander on the 550B is a lot more noticeable and a lot easier to adjust. This one is more difficult. But probably just because I haven't had much experience with it. I've been reloading for, well, since I was 18, so like 5 years. And I have, every single time I reload, I learn something new almost. There's so many different ways you can change the way the consistency is on a bullet. Change the powder. I mean, there's endless ways, and you learn about different ways, like for instance, a primer. If you wanted to use a Magnum primer instead of a standard primer for 9mm or 380, it'll change how the powder burns. It'll change the velocity and the pressure, and it'll make some powders that didn't work good with the regular primer might work good with the Magnum one. So you just gotta, testing it is the biggest thing. I haven't had a chronograph I didn't have a chronograph for about 3 or 4 years, and then I got one last Christmas, and I wish that I had gotten a chronograph when I first started, because it literally just takes all the guesswork. It just helps a lot, because you can actually see if it's lining up with the books. Oh yeah, by the way, getting reloading books is really important. If you don't have a reloading book, you can look at the Hodgdon data online, and it gives you a free online version of like a lot of different bullets. But you want to have, so say if you're using Hornady bullets, these specific XTPs are not anywhere else on any other loading, well, not that I've found. So it's specific to the bullets that you're shooting, and you'll have more accuracy and less guesswork when you have that reloading book. And it's like $30, maybe a little bit more now, I'm not sure, for a reloading book. But those really do help you in the long run. It makes sense to just go ahead and get one. But alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch this out. I already have a Lee. I don't really use this much either, and it's really rusty now. I have a Lee powder thrower, like really cheap. It works good with pistol. It works good with some rifle powders, not all of them. Like Varget, terrible. Don't ever use the powder thrower for Varget, because it won't work for really any of them that I've had experience with. And okay, I guess I'm gonna just take this out because I can't get it out because of that. Okay, there we go. But this one works great for pistol, I guess, because it's such a smaller amount that you're throwing. And then I have a Hornady, like a small little, no, I can't see it. I have a small little Hornady scale. I got that a long time ago. It's pretty accurate. I have in the inside of my house, I have RCBS Charge Master, and I use that for 308 because it is, for Varget, it's really nice. And you get very accurate loads since I shoot long range, like 600 yards. You want to get really consistent loads or powder throws. So I've already kind of adjusted my powder thrower for the video, and I have the powder in here already because it's 3.5. I'm going to turn on the scale real quick. I'm going to calibrate it again, just because you don't have to calibrate it every time, but you know, just to make sure I calibrate it, because it only takes like 30 seconds. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put this in one of these shells. This came with my this Lee funnel thing came with the Lee you know, the thing that I got for Lee. Alright, so I'm gonna put this right here. The cool thing is you won't really need that once you get it set up, because you can just put the case directly under the powder thrower. That makes it a lot easier. Alright, let's see. I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to push it up a little bit so it locks, so it doesn't fall off while I'm adjusting. Oh, it's not going to stay, is it? Okay, yeah, it is. Alright. So now, make sure we get the right one here. This is the seating die. I don't remember how to do this one either. It really is easy. Like, once you have these instructions, just don't lose them. It doesn't take long at all to adjust them. And once I just have a lot of different kinds of dies. I have RCBS, Dillon, Hornady, and Lee. And I get confused sometimes as to which ones require what kind of installation. So, let's see. Bullet seating, crimping. I believe this one has a crimping inside, like part of the actual die, so it's a little bit harder to set up than like one that doesn't have that. Let's see. Place a sized, primed, and powder charged case in the shell holder and run it to the top of the press stroke. Screw in until you feel it touch the mouth of the case. Screw the seated die in. This will be the roll. Okay. Alright, just this is the taper crimp one right here. This is the expander. I'm gonna put it up. So I'm gonna run it all the way up, and I'm gonna run it until I hit the case. And there it is. Now I'm gonna put a roll crimp on here. You can do it without putting a crimp on it. I'm gonna put a small crimp on it. Okay, back the die away from the case mouth 1 full turn and temporarily set the die lock ring. Okay, so we got it on there 1 full turn. So you want to look at well, you can really look at either of these, but it's easier just to look at the top because it won't move whenever you move the lock ring. So you can look at the edge right here. There's six borders. Just remember that border right there when you're turning it. So a full turn. Back towards me. So there's a full turn. And then I'm gonna lock the ring. Make sure that I get it on. Oh. Okay, there we go. Alright. Yeah, this takes a little bit longer when you're crimping it. Okay, so I guess you're kind of getting like a little tutorial on how to do the RCBS dies. And these are, let's see what the actual name is. They're the carbide size dies. And pretty much all, well, I guess not all of the pistol ones they have the carbide, but I think most of them do. And which means that you don't have to actually put lube on the case when you're resizing them on what you do on any kind of rifle. Basically, because it doesn't have a actual mouth, or it doesn't have a shoulder on the case. Normally a rifle will have longer and then turn into a smaller for the smaller bullet. These don't have that, obviously. Alright, so back the die, I got that. Unscrew the seat plug several turns, lower the case, insert bullet, slowly run the case. Lower the case, okay. So I've already set this. I'm not really sure what it's at, and it's also been set for my 550, so I'm gonna put it out to there because that would be kind of ridiculous if it needed to be further than that. But I'll be able to feel it, so it'll be alright. Basically what it's gonna be right now is it's gonna seat it without the crimp because you didn't, because we turned it out a turn. So let's see. Okay, now I'm feeling it right there. Please don't take the bullet. Okay. Now I'm gonna turn it in. I'll lock that. And I know I'm gonna adjust it some more, but I'm just gonna lock it for right now. I'll make sure that this bullet is gonna go in there straight. There we go. Alright, so I put it in there a little bit, just enough to see it, and I know that it needs more, so I'm gonna put it in a little bit further. Oh, my bad. Can you see now? Okay. So now there's a little bit left. I know it needs a little bit more, but I'm not gonna do it after this one. And I'm gonna check it with my calipers, which are right here. Alright. And like I said, we're gonna be putting it at 0.973, which is a little bit longer, which can make your bullet more accurate. It's at 1.1 or 1.01 right now. So we're gonna put it in there a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna need more than that. I've heard of people doing it to 0.98. I'll probably get to that, but right now I'm just gonna test these out. These will be more accurate than the ones I made before, which were at the given 0.965. I'm gonna imagine these will be more accurate, and they'll probably cycle better as well. That was 0.986, so got a little bit more. Okay, that'll probably be pretty good. Yeah, okay, that's at 0.983. So now, since we're going to be crimping it, we don't want to put it all the way in there. Alright, so lower, check for adjust in small increments until the proper depth is obtained. Next, adjust die body to crimp while the uncrimped cartridge is still fully inserted in the... Unscrew the cedar... Oh, okay, I see. I remember now. Yeah, you basically get it to what you want it to be at. So, I haven't gotten it there yet. But I don't even know if I can get it there. I'm just gonna do this because I know that's gonna put it in there. It's a full turn out, so I know that I still have some room. Okay, that's at 0.977. So just a little bit further down and we should be good. I'm just gonna leave that and turn it down because I know that we're gonna be crimping, and I know I still haven't moved it the full turn. That might be too much. There we go. It should be perfect. 0.973 coming up. Oh no. 0.9685. That is not what I wanted. Okay. I'm gonna keep that one though for right now. So I'm gonna let off on this. Now I'm gonna set it up for crimp. So I'm gonna turn it probably about right there is when I'll start crimping it. And what the crimp does is basically close up the expanded part. When you seat the bullet, you don't do that. When you roll crimp, that's what happens. Didn't feel anything there. You just kind of keep turning until you feel it. engage the case, which should be pretty soon. Nope, still nothing. Oh, I felt it there. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna take one of these and see if it's even touching it, because I'm not really sure. I'm gonna let it out. Okay, it's just not touching it right there. So now I turn it that much. Take that out of there and put this one back in. And you just want to get the expanded part fixed. That's basically all you want to do there. You don't want to over crimp it, because then you'll have overpressure, which is not good. You don't want to blow your hand off. Okay, that'll probably be good. Yeah, you'll probably still feel it a little bit, but as long as you can see that there's been a slight, yeah, you probably won't be able to see it, but you can see that there's been a slight, I don't know how to describe that, but you'll be able to tell. I'm actually going to put down just one extra little hair, even though I just locked it. That's alright. Oh, oops. Okay. Alright, we're going to go with that, and I'm going to go out. Right there. Okay, so now we got the crimp set. Now all we have to do, run it up. This is the one that was a little bit shorter than we wanted, so we're going to go adjust it. Now we're going to come off of it about right there. And then we're going to test the next one, which we're going to load this one with powder this time. So that one is a completed cartridge, and it will be ready to be tested. Now, I'm going to load, I'm just going to go ahead and put the charges in each of these, and then I'll sit back down and finish that up. So, I'm going to put these up here, it'll be easier. Okay, so I'm going to check the powder throw first with the case. I'm going to turn this on because it turns off automatically. And whenever you leave, I'm pretty sure it's like this for all of the scales. Oh, sorry about that. Whenever you leave the powder holder on it, then it will automatically zero it when you turn it on. Alright, so one thing about these powder throwers is consistency of how you drop it, how you move your hands, how quickly you do it. It's very important. You want to make sure to do it as close to the same every time as you can. It's just throw at 3.4. I don't know if I just dropped a little bit of it when I threw the powder in, when I threw the case. If that's why it didn't, or if it just, let me try one more time. I'm going to zero it. Sometimes it is probably better to put it on there and then zero it. But let's try again. Oh, whenever it gets a little bit harder halfway through, that usually means that you've just, like, cracked one of the little, the grains in half. Okay, so something's not right. 3.3. I have a feeling that this, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here just in case I'm right about what happened, and that the scale had slightly messed up. Oh, no, it didn't, apparently. Let's see if it's still, I just zeroed it again. So we're going to see if it's still 3.3 or not. Nope, now it's 3.5, so I was right. Okay. So it is throwing 3.5. See, that's weird. Like, sometimes it'll just be a little bit off by like 0.2 grains. And 0.2 grains and pistol, that's a big deal. So, I mean, with rifle, it's not that big of a deal unless you're on the high end of the, you know, like if you're doing high charges. But for pistol, it makes a huge difference. Just 0.1 of a grain of difference on 380 makes a difference. That was the difference. So I did 3.3, 3.4, and 3.5, and the 3.4 would not cycle, but the 3.5, every one of them cycled. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. It's that close of a difference there. So this scale is moving around a lot. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if it's, sometimes when it's close to devices, it will, it'll do that. So let's see if we fix that by getting electric devices away from it. Okay, let's try this again. And I always tap it just in case that there's a couple sitting inside there that don't want to fall out. Okay, 3.4. They 0.3. Something's not right with tonight. I think it's getting a little shy because of the camera. I have to have 3.5. I don't think it'll throw it more than that. I'm gonna go ahead and calibrate it again, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Because like I said, 3.6 was the maximum. I try not to ever use maximum. Obviously it'll work. It's not gonna blow up your gun because they list it as that. You could probably go 2 or 3 more over that. Not saying you should, but you probably could and you'd be fine. But just on the safe side, I'd rather stay at 3.5. Okay, so I just calibrated again, and it seemed like it went a little bit faster that time. So yeah, I think it's working now. Hopefully, it's been throwing 3.5 the whole time. We shall see. This powder's really annoying. It kind of jumps a little bit when you pour it. Okay, it's 3.5, but it's on the low side of 3.5 because it was on 3.4, and then I had like one extra little grain, and it got to 3.5. So I'm going to turn this up just a little bit, and it's really easy to adjust these. See what this one is. That was a bad drop. So that's 3.6, so it's a little bit too much. It's hard, sometimes it's kind of finicky, like if you're trying to get exactly 1.1, then might not do it perfectly, but I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to pour this back in here just in case there's a discrepancy in between there. So let's see what this one is. 3.6. Well, we might be using 3.6. 3.5. Try it again. 3.5. Alright. Well, we'll use the 3.5 then. So now we have, we've done 3 so far, so now it'll be going a little quicker since we'll be able to put it directly into the case. Now I'm going to check one more just to make sure. Don't want to get that wrong, especially when you're on the high side. It went to 3.6, then it went down to 3.5. So I know that even if it is 3.6, it's on the low side of 3.6. So if it is 3.6, then I'm still safe. Plus, when you make the case longer than it says, then it'll reduce your feet per second. Probably not by much for 380, but for anything else, for pretty much everything, it'll make it a little bit lower, which is good. So you can make it a little bit, you know, you can use a high-end load and then just make it a little bit longer, which will most likely make it more accurate, as well as making it okay, not as much pressure. And it makes sense, I guess, because, you know, like the bullet gets out of the case faster, and then it therefore gets out of the barrel faster and has less time to increase on pressure. Okay, so I'm not going to check anymore because it's throwing 3.5, 3.6. Now we'll quickly finish these up and then seat them. I should have enough charge left on my phone. I think that the reason it was stopping earlier was because it was like 10%. So hopefully we'll get to finish the whole video and finish these up so I can show you guys what they look like up close. Now whenever you're doing this, you know, you're obviously not measuring each one. I like to measure every 3 to 5th one. So right here I'll probably measure this one. Okay, it's getting kind of hard. And I don't know what's up with that. Oh, uh-oh. Forgot to flick it there. Okay, let's see what that is. Alright, 3.5. Perfect. Another thing I wanted to talk about, it appears like all the people that reload right now are, I mean, I'm a lot younger, basically, than it seems like other reloaders are a little bit older. I don't understand why more young people don't get into it. Like, it's fun. I mean, it's like really relaxing more than fun. But I just measured that one, by the way, because that was the last one. Yeah, I always measure the last one just to make sure that it's been consistent. But what I was saying is that I don't know if people are scared of guns, if that's making younger people not get into it, or maybe it's just they don't know how to learn it, or they don't want to spend the time to. But it's really interesting. It's fun to watch videos. It's fun to learn about it. There's a lot of cool people on YouTube that reload and show really good videos on how to do it. That's basically where I learned how to do it. I wish that I could get younger people into it more. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to switch this over here so I can have the bullets over here and have the cases right here so I can start loading them up. So now we're going to adjust that overall length to see what we get. Let's see what we get right here. And now we're going to get, it's going to be longer that's perfect. The crimp is perfect. Let's see what the overall length is. 0.985. A little bit lower. Not too much this time though. Oh yeah, that felt pretty good. 0.98. Thought it was further than that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we don't want that. Oh man. It just adjusted my crimp. That's annoying. Okay. 0.982, the same, because we adjusted the crimp, and I need to lock that. Sorry guys. It's a long video, 1 hour so far. My bad. We're just all having fun here, learning about how to not do things. Alright. Yeah, that crimp is perfect. 9765. Okay, that was the perfect it might just be right on. It might be. Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be. Oh, almost. 0.972. Well, we tried. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Not even gonna adjust it. We tried. Alright. Let's see. Now we should be able to speed up the process. That one was good. That one might be a little bit shorter though. No, that one was 973. Exactly what we wanted. Perfect. I need to just pour these bullets. Oh, I almost forgot. I have my own little bullet holder down here. I won't use all these. See how many I have left. 3, 6, 9. Oh. There's 5, 6, 9. Alright. I'm gonna finish this up real quick. You want to make sure, if you don't put a really big bell on it, make sure that you get it straight, or it will mess up either the case or the actual bullet. So let's see what this one is. I'm not checking anymore after this. Oh my goodness, 969. It doesn't matter. Well, no, I'm gonna check the next one because I don't know if it just moved or if it's just because of the length of the case. These cases that I have here are once fired cases that I bought a long time ago. I bought like 500 of them off the internet. So they're all the same Federal, but okay, something must have adjusted because it's even shorter now. It's tight. I'll let it off a little bit. Okay, now let's see if that fixed it. Should be right on it. If you're looking to get into reloading, your hand or hand coordination, you just have to be careful. That's pretty much all you have to do. It's really easy to learn. It doesn't take rocket scientists like most people think it does, I guess. Maybe that's why they don't do it. I don't know. But it's easier than you think. And once you learn how to do it, then just like riding a bike, you know how to do it forever. It is a lot of stuff to learn. I mean, you do have to learn a lot of different, I mean, you're putting a lot of different things together. Yeah, these definitely should have been belled more. But at least they're not, you'll basically be able to feel it if they're ever hitting the case. I initially thought that, so I'm not really sure what it's called, but sometimes if you do have, oh, that one was perfect. If you do have, like if you put the bullet in there sideways or something, it'll end up where the bullet is not directly in the middle of the case, which means that the bullet will be like on side to side, whichever side it is, whatever you're looking at it, and then obviously it won't be as accurate and consistent when you have that. It's happened to me, and I'm not really sure why it happened. I think it was because of the leveling of my 550. It's kind of hard for it to happen on, unless you mess it up, like I said, unless you put it in there wrong. Usually the die itself will automatically adjust for that. But it happened to me, I think, because of how I was adjusting how the actual shell plate was leveled. But it's never happened to me on a single stage, because you're only doing one at a time. So, alright, so we got 4 more left. Don't think that this is going to be, so reloading, people say you're going to, save a bunch of money. You might save money if you make crappy rounds, and that's, I mean, you're gonna make better rounds than you would out of better rounds than factory for sure. I don't know why, but this one was just a little bit longer, and it might have been because of how I put it in there. I'm gonna try it one more time. Maybe it just didn't get all the way. But anyway, it's actually, unless you shoot like a ton, you're gonna be making the rounds to where they're the most accurate, and you're not really gonna save money, because you're still spending a lot of time that you could be doing other stuff. You could be working, making them. So you're not really saving money. You're making more bullets so you can go shoot more. That's a for sure thing. I mean, obviously you're gonna be able to make bullets, so you're gonna have more ability to go shoot more. Right now, Joe Biden and his minions have basically made it where you can't even get primers right now. Like, a person that wants to reload right now can't even do it, really. And it sucks. I hate that. I don't have nearly as many primers as I should. Just to give you an insight on how much the prices have gone up, and wow, I'm stupid. I didn't get enough bullets. So when I was, when prices were normal, it would cost you about, $30, $35 for a thousand primers. Now it costs you, if you can find them, about 120 to 150. So I wish that I had known that this is going to happen like months ago, or whenever. No, it's been months. It has been months. It's been a long time. years ago, and I would have just stockpiled and then sold them. But, you know, I guess hindsight is 20/20, you know. But this is the last one, and then I'm gonna push that one a little bit deeper. I really don't know why it was longer. I hope that it wasn't. I hope I didn't. It doesn't appear to be in the case wrong or anything like I was saying before, but could be. These are actually a little bit longer. Like this one's 97.75. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the differences in the cases. This one just turned out really a lot longer. There we go. I don't want to shoot this if it's messed up though. That should have fixed it. I'm gonna push it in. It feels a lot harder than the other ones to seat, and it doesn't make sense. And that one felt fine. Maybe it was just my imagination. Oh yeah, I think I did do it a little. I mean, it'll still shoot, but it definitely pushed in the side a little bit. Okay, so there's our 13 bullets. Now we are at the end of the video because I do not have any more to load, and I don't think you want to watch me reload anymore. But I hope that this was helpful to some people. I hope that I can actually start reloading more, and I hope that you guys give me some feedback on how bad I did for my first video. I'm sure there'll be some people that are gonna let me know about that, but it's been a pretty good experience, and I hope that y'all can give me some hints on what you want to see next. Alright, y'all have a good one.